Clayhorn. Clayhorn. Oh, Clayhorn.
Ah!
Clayhorn, what are you doing?
Just having a little fun, Mims. What's wrong?
It's this house, this island.
It's only for a weekend.
It doesn't bother you that we can't leave whenever we want to? That we're trapped? That we can't call out?
Oh, it's true. There's no cell phone service here, nor any landline.
That we don't know why we were hired? That we don't know any of the guests coming to spend the weekend? That we can't have pizza delivered?
That bothers me.
Oh, Clayhorn, I think it's weird.
As long as we're getting paid, what difference does it make? Besides, it's a great place to hide out.
What if something were to happen? We couldn't leave.
Nothing is going to happen. We work the weekend, collect our money, and Monday morning we're out of here. Isn't that what Mr. Reef's letter said?
A letter from a man we've never even met, with a list of guests we've also never met. Why doesn't Mr. Reef contact us in person instead of sending letters?
Because he's a very wealthy man. You see, people with money don't have time to visit the hired help. That's what lawyers are for.
Well, I don't like it.
Personally, I think it adds to the drama.
What was that?
It sounded like a bell.
It sounded like a bell.
I'll go check on that. You better go upstairs and check on the rooms. Dr. Albert Prince,
Thank you. Where is everyone?
you are the first to arrive.
You mean it's just you and me?
And Mims, my sister. She's upstairs.
Have we met before?
I hope not.
Are you sure I didn't do something with your gallbladder or something like that?
I'm sure I would have remembered.
It will come to me. This isn't what I expected. The invitation says something about a weekend party. Very strange, wouldn't you say? And this Mr. Reef, Mr. G. Reef. Maybe it was his gallbladder I'm thinking of. Oh, and this invitation list. I don't know anyone on it. Pretty unusual, wouldn't you say?
Very. If you'll excuse me, another guest has arrived. Perhaps you would like to go upstairs and freshen up. Mims will show you the way.
Don't worry about it. I've got it.
Miss Emily Plain.
Am I the first to arrive? I do hate being first. You understand?
No.
No, I'm not the first, or no, you don't understand.
Yes?
Yes, you understand, or no. Am I not the first?
Yes, you are not the first, and no, I don't understand.
I see. Perhaps you could show me to my room.
Of course. You'll be staying in the San Jose room. Mims will show you the way.
Mims?
Ma'am?
Mims?
Maid.
Oh.
Inspector Horatio Miles.
Interesting.
May I have your coat and hat?
Of course. Have I met you before?
Clayhorn.
Clayhorn?
No, I don't think so.
You're...
Positive.
I thought you just said your name was Clayhorn. You're positive now?
Quite right.
I see.
Then it's settled. You'll be staying in the Lestrade room. Mims will show you the way.
Thank you. London.
Clayhorn. Dolores Biggs, the actress.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Oh, I expected.
An audience.
Don't tell me I'm the only one here.
As you wish.
Am I?
Ma'am,
The only one here?
you told me not to tell you.
Quite right. I'll be heading to my room now.
follow me. You'll be staying in the big room.
I'll see you later.
Oh, I live for it. Now, let's see. Only 3 more guests to arrive.
Psst, Clayhorn, quick, come here.
Can't you see I'm busy, Mims?
No.
Well, look.
What are you doing?
Administering.
This can't wait.
What is it?
It's that Inspector, Miles.
Clayhorn.
He was snooping around, asking questions.
Questions. What kind of questions?
Detective questions. You know, stuff like, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. I think he suspects something.
Compose yourself, woman. He thought he recognized me, but my disguise threw him off. He doesn't have a thing on us. Just do as I say and everything will be fine.
But what if I can't? What if the stress becomes too much? What if the pressure builds? What if my nerves can't handle it? What if I just completely wig out?
I can ease your stress with a piggyback ride.
For me? Please?
Yes, all right, but quickly.
Go. Go! Faster! Oh, this is fun.
There appears to be another guest. You better go to the kitchen and check on the snacks. Presley York, the singer.
That's Presley York.
I see.
Is this it?
Excuse me?
The hash? The gig? The party? I mean, you're talking to the world's #1 party animal here, Umaro Nuno. So, when I see the word party with a bunch of creeps I don't know, I say, hey, this might amuse me. All right, I'm here. I'm bored. I ain't amused.
The festivities will begin at 7. Our host has requested that you stay in your room until then.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can tell our host that nobody tells Presley York what to do. Tell him.
That's quite impossible. He's not here.
The host ain't here? Miss Manners ain't gonna like that.
It's all right here in this letter.
Let me see that letter. Baloney, I'm leaving.
That's quite impossible. The boat that has brought you here has left the island.
Then I'll swim.
The waters are shark infested.
Who knows? The party might be fun. Where's my room?
Follow me. You'll be staying in the pompous room.
Cool.
I'll get it! Miss Heather Starlet
And Matthew Charisma.
and Matthew Charisma.
Not bad. If you like wealth,
I do.
what else do you like?
Handsome men.
Pardon me, but I'm Mims, the maid. Did you two arrive together?
That's right.
My boat broke down and Mr. Charisma's boatman was kind enough to give me a lift. Lucky for me.
Lucky for me.
You really are a charmer, aren't you, Mr. Charisma?
Call me Matthew.
You can call me
Beautiful.
Heather.
Excuse me, beautiful Heather, but your rooms are ready. You'll find my sister upstairs. You'll be staying
Together, I hope.
not a chance. We'll meet down here at 7. Oh, the snacks.
Mims? Mims!
He's listening.
The credenza.
Miles.
Clayhorn.
He's hiding behind it. Well, he was.
That detective again?
He was spying. Something has to be done about that detective, or our goose is cooked.
The only cooking of geese around here will be done by us. Did you check on the snacks?
Yes, they're fine.
We'll deal with Sherlock Holmes later.
Who?
Never mind. Look, it's 7 and we're still missing one guest.
Michael LaRue. He should have been here by now. Maybe his boat sunk or something. Should we go look for him?
In these shark-infested waters, there wouldn't be anything left.
Yuck! What was that?
It sounded like a heavy thud against the front door. I'll go check.
Who is that?
Michael LaRue.
What's wrong with him?
Blood.
What is it?
Blood. Blood. You don't know what blood is? Get a grip, Mims.
Surely you don't mean he's dead.
Shirley's our mom. I'm Clayhorn.
What are we going to do? Shall we tell the others?
No, if you write about Miles, he'll think we're involved. We've got to hide him.
We don't have time. It's 7 and the guests are coming.
I've got a plan. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Clayhorn the butler. With the exception of Miss Starlet and Mr. Charisma, I do suppose that none of you have met. Shall we start by introducing ourselves?
Hi,
Prince.
Presley, what's in that bag?
Matthew.
Please,
Matthew.
please. I've been instructed by your host to make you as comfortable as possible.
Speaking of our host, I'd like to know if anyone here has met him.
Clayhorn. My sister, Mims. How were the snacks?
Fine. Thank you.
Ooh, macaroons, my favorite.
Really? Wasn't necessary to take all of them.
How odd.
What? I like sweets.
No, I mean this tray of chocolate soldiers.
Oh, good, more sweets. I'll get to those later.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm terribly bored by all of this. Clayhorn, I thought you said this is going to be a party.
Our host has requested that I play you this message.
Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me for not greeting you personally, but you will soon understand my reason. As you may have already guessed, my name is not G. Reef.
Good grief.
G. Reef, Mr. Grief.
That's odd.
Not really. You see, I am somewhat of an eccentric millionaire, and I prefer to keep my identity a secret. The reason I have called you together is because I am also an amateur mystery buff. I have always been fascinated by the idea of the perfect crime.
Is there something else we could listen to?
Imagine, if you will, 10 strangers invited to a remote island for the weekend without communication or transportation. And one by one, each of the guests dies mysteriously. The most baffling mystery of all time. Who did it? How many will die before the mystery is solved? Will anyone be alive Monday morning when the boatman arrives.
Is this some sort of joke, Claymore?
Yeah, you seem to be the only one who knows anything around here.
I assure you, I know nothing. Like your invitations, my instructions arrive by mail. I'm only doing what my letter said.
I'd like to see that letter.
What is it?
It's a piece of paper with writing on it.
What does it say?
Nothing.
Matthew, read it. Read what is written.
Play audio message when Dolores Biggs says she is bored.
It's all your fault. If you hadn't gotten bored, we would never be in this mess.
Don't be repulsive, you silly woman.
Oh, Matthew, do say something meaningful.
All right, everyone, there's no need to panic.
No need to panic. A madman just threatened to kill us one by one. And you don't want us to panic?
Matthew, Emily does have a point. What do you think, Inspector?
Yeah, I think she has a point.
This doesn't make sense. I don't even know why my name was on the guest list.
Don't blame us. We didn't send the invitations.
Yeah, why was I invited?
Obviously, a lapse in good taste.
Your names were chosen randomly from the telephone book.
Turn it off! Turn it off! I can't bear to listen to it anymore.
I agree with Mr. Charisma. There isn't any reason to panic at all. Do you see any dead bodies lying around here? Any maniacs with guns and knives? Of course not. I say we forget about all of this silliness and make the best of a long, boring weekend. I say we have some entertainment.
Good thought, Dolores. How about a song? York, what can you sing?
Well, I am a little rusty.
I don't know that one. Sing something we all know.
Oh, please, Presley, anything to take our minds off this dreadful place.
Aha. Buddy, you're a boy making big noise, playing on the street, gonna be a big man someday. Got mud on your face, big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we
will rock you. We will rock you.
So much for my joke theory.
Is Presley...
I'm afraid so. York has fallen and cannot get up.
You don't mean...
Alas, poor York. I knew him, Horatio.
But how?
Well, I don't know. I'm a vet.
Come on.
Maybe one of these?
The macaroons!
Quick, grab her! She's the killer! There's no point in trying to deny it. We all know you poisoned the macaroons.
She's lying.
Confess, and maybe the DA will go easy on you. Clam up, and it's the chair.
I protest.
Shut her up!
What if we're all making a terrible mistake?
Speak, woman, speak.
she say?
I say we hang her!
Sir!
That should help.
All right, Mims, tell us the truth. Did you poison the macaroons that killed Presley York?
No,
How do we know that?
I just told you.
If Mims is telling the truth, who else would have the opportunity, the motive, and the audacity to ruin a perfectly good macaroon mix?
This isn't getting us anywhere. Even if she is guilty, she'll never confess.
Then let's torture her!
No. What about the voice on the audio message? Remember?
Heather is right. Mims is too easy, too simple, too obvious. The woman is almost an idiot. This is not the work of someone like her. This is the work of a madman.
What are you suggesting,
Or
Mr.
mad
Chris?
woman.
What are you suggesting, Mr. Charisma?
That we go on a thorough search of the house and the island. If there is someone else here, we'll find them. If there isn't, then we'll know.
Know what?
I'm not sure, Miss Plain, but I'm working on it.
I think Dr. Prince and I will explore the top of the island.
Emily and I will search upstairs.
Heather and I will search the bottom of the island.
Mims and I will look about down here.
On 3 we leave. 1, 2, 3.
We have got to get rid of this body.
Where?
In the basement? Here. Well, hide him under the wood pile.
That's a load off my mind.
Why?
Suppose we had found someone?
That doesn't make me feel any better.
Why not?
That means the killer is still at large.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but I will now.
Nothing. We searched the entire island. There's no possibility that someone is out there.
Meaning?
Unless Heather and Matthew have found someone, the killer has to be here in this house.
Not upstairs. We searched every room.
Under the bed.
Well,
Nothing.
Nobody in the basement.
then we're dealing with a very clever individual. If the killer is not outside, not inside, then where is he?
I think it's obvious, Inspector, that the killer is one of us. No one can be trusted.
Even me?
I'm afraid so.
That's absurd. You can count me out. I'm no killer.
Perhaps that's what you'd like us to believe. But as an actress, you're always on the lookout for the perfect script. Or perhaps a mystery, a script to kill for.
What gives you the right to make accusations? How do we know you're not some Jack the Ripper?
Because his name's not Jack.
That's odd.
Not really. I was named after my father.
No, I mean the audio message. It said there was 10 of us, but there are only 9. There were 9 of us.
What happened to the 10th person? Only 7 guests arrived.
7 guests and you 2. That makes 9.
There was another name on the guest list.
LaRue. Michael LaRue.
Rue, I'd like to see that guest list.
Clayhorn. Mims.
Miles. Mim.
It's in the kitchen. I'll fetch it.
Perhaps I'd better get it. You're still under suspicion. We wouldn't want anything unusual to happen.
Then you think this Michael LaRue is the killer?
I have no clue what I think, Miss Plain.
I'll say.
Hey.
It doesn't make any sense. How could he be the killer if he never arrived?
But we don't know that. We only have Clayhorn's word he never did.
Which means that if she's lying, then she has to be working with the killer.
Give it a rest, lady.
Nobody move! I'll take care of this!
What is it, Inspector?
Dr. Prince is dead.
What happened?
A case of kippered herring fell from the top shelf of the pantry and hit him on the head.
How horrible.
He went to get the guest list. What was he doing in the pantry?
What does anyone do in the pantry? I'm afraid we'll never know, Miss Biggs. One moment, he was hot on the trail of a killer. Next, his life snuffed out by kippered herring. Who can explain the mysterious ways this crazy life works?
Before we get too philosophical here, maybe it was an accident.
Actually, it could have been suicide.
But why would the doctor want to kill himself? He had everything to live for.
Are you kidding? In this place?
None of us will ever leave this island alive.
Heather, we're not dead. Yet. Not all of us.
I don't think it was a suicide or an accident. I think someone rigged those herring to fall on the doctor's head. Someone who spends all of their time in the kitchen.
Just give me a break, all right?
Just like the break you gave Dr. Prince.
You're right. I did it.
I knew it. I knew it.
I snuck into the kitchen when none of you were looking, rearranged the pantry, and patiently waited for Dr. Prince to go in search of the guest list hidden in the canned goods.
How stupid you think I am! Hey, you could have rigged that pantry while we were searching the island.
I believe her
Why, Miss Starlet?
because I can't believe a young innocent woman would be a cold-blooded killer.
Honey, that's what they said about Lizzie Borden.
Once again, Heather is right. We haven't established a motive. We have no proof. Mims can't be considered any more suspect than the rest of us. I say, we retire to our rooms until breakfast. Keep your doors locked and your guns handy.
Just in case you two think you're off the hook, you're not. I've seen you somewhere before, and I'm gonna figure out where.
Oh, where's my shirt? I trust everyone slept well.
Considering the circumstances.
Coffee, anyone?
Yes, thank you.
Inspector?
After you.
I don't drink coffee.
Then perhaps Clayhorn would like a cup.
I've had some already.
How interesting.
Surely, Inspector, you don't think there might be something in the coffee?
I'll pass, thank you.
In that case, I think I'll pass as well.
But Matthew, I thought you trusted Mims.
I do. But my doctor says that too much caffeine makes me irritable.
That's odd.
Not really, it runs in my family.
No, I mean Emily. Has anybody seen her this morning?
Perhaps she's still sleeping.
How can anybody sleep with all these terrible things going on?
I'll go check on her.
That It's all right. Why don't you go, Matthew?
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Just to be safe.
I'll go with you.
Still don't trust us, Inspector.
Even less. Now that I realize where I've seen you before. Your names aren't Clayhorn and Mims, you're Jacqueline and Sarah Bender, escapees from the Yorkshire Institution for the criminally insane, and you're considered extremely dangerous.
Great. Don't tell me they're mass murderers.
No, Miss Biggs, we're not. We're not even crazy.
That's a matter of opinion.
It's true. We were sent to the institution, committed by our younger brother. When he realized that he would have to share the wealth with us after taking over the family business, he framed Mims and I for a crime that we didn't even commit. Escape was the only way to try to prove our innocence.
And you expect us to believe that?
No, Inspector, because you are a fathead and choose only to believe what you want.
Well,
She's gone.
What do you mean, gone?
Poof. Vanished. Disappeared. There's no trace of her.
Look, some of the chocolate soldiers have disappeared.
there's only 6 left.
What do you make of it, Matthew?
Well, let's see. There's 6 of us, and there's 6 chocolate soldiers. But in the beginning, there were 10 chocolate soldiers. I think it's obvious that someone is stealing the chocolates.
Matthew, I don't think that's what it means.
I've got it. As each one of us disappear, so does another chocolate soldier.
Oh, Matthew, it's so bizarre.
That doesn't make any sense.
Actually, to me, it makes complete sense.
Naturally.
Thank you.
Look, there weren't even 10 of us to begin with. There were only 9. So, Matthew, your theory is wrong.
Unless Michael LaRue is dead.
You mean that Emily's also dead?
Or at least in grave danger. We have got to find her.
We haven't a moment to lose. We must make a thorough search of the house and the island at once.
Again? Then I'm with him.
Excuse me? Sorry, sister. I'm with him.
Miss Biggs, you can come with me. We'll search the house.
Heather and I will search the island.
And what about us?
Ooh, you can search your conscience, Miss Bender.
This is worse than being locked up in the nut house.
It truly is one of the worst weekends of my life.
Clayhorn, if I were to ask you something, would you be honest with me?
It depends. If it's anything about your looks, probably not.
No, nothing like that. Promise me you'll tell me the truth. Promise me, even if it's something you know I wouldn't want to hear.
All right, I promise.
Are you the killer?
It's pouring outside. You couldn't see anything. Even if she is out there, we'll never find her.
No!
We'll try
need-
again.
Oh, sorry.
We'll try again when the rain lets up.
No need, Mr. Charisma. We found a body under the woodpile. It's Emily Plain.
She appears to have been stabbed by a harpoon.
A harpoon. That's the silliest thing I have ever heard. Where would anyone get a harpoon?
I can explain that.
Please do.
You see, I brought it to hunt fish. But this morning I realized it had been removed from my room. And in all the excitement, I forgot to mention it. You do believe me, don't you, Heather?
I want to, but I'm very confused.
Not good enough. I'd like to search your room.
For what?
I don't know, but if there's anything to be found, I'll find it.
In that case, I'll ask Heather to join us.
You guys are crazy if you think I'm staying with these 2.
How did Emily get under the woodpile, and what happened to Mr. LaRue?
I don't know. Maybe it's a setup of some kind?
Miles.
Clayhorn. If Michael isn't dead? That would make sense.
But you said so yourself.
I thought so, but I'm no doctor. If they are alive and are only pretending to be, everything would fall into place. You guard the stairs, and I'll check the basement.
Hurry. What are you doing?
I found him behind the generator.
How'd he get there?
I don't know.
Clayhorn?
What is it?
Well, Clayhorn's your cover name, but that's not important right now. I'm sorry for doubting you.
I'm accusing you, man. I
Really?
don't think we're gonna feel
Man.
bad.
You're the only one with me.
Are you kidding? It wasn't him. Oh my god.
So hard.
I mean, something's not right here, and I'm gonna figure out what it is.
If you excuse me, I need to powder my nose.
Let me guess. Pressure getting to her?
Either that or you were sitting much too close.
Nothing escapes me, Miss Bender, Clayhorn, or whoever you are. You're nothing.
You're a credit to law enforcement everywhere.
Thank you.
What is it?
It's Mims.
Mims? What happened?
No. I'm Matthew. Mims was blown up in the bathroom. This is all we found of her. Someone switched her face powder for gunpowder. And when she turned on the vanity lights, well, she never knew what happened. Could have happened to any of us.
Mims? Mims?
Now what?
The generator must be running low on wood.
Mims! My Mims! I can't go on living without her.
Ah! Who fired that shot? Hand me your guns!
There's no chance that I could have shot her. My gun is out back. I left it.
Fine, pretty boy. But Clary, very clever, whoever you are. Cleaning your gun that fast.
You know, I've been thinking this. Perhaps you would now allow us to inspect your gun, Inspector.
Don't be silly, little man. I'm a policeman.
Aren't you the Horatio Miles who was drummed out of the force for accepting bribes?
I work as a private investigator.
But still a criminal, and no less a suspect than the rest of us.
Satisfied?
But not convinced. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop this silly macho posturing! Oh, look!
There's only 4 left.
Very observant, Miss Biggs.
Yeah!
What's wrong?
The generator's almost out of wood. Any volunteers? Yeah!
Not on your life.
Heather?
I'll stay here! Thank you!
Miles?
I'll go, but keep your distance.
Yeah! He hit my tooth.
I did not mean to do that.
Heather,
Dolores?
don't try anything.
Stay where you are!
Ow!
me. Must have been Matthew.
I would know this, but Matthew.
Oh,
Stay where you are, Mr. Pretty Boy. You're the killer.
What? Is this some kind of joke?
It's no good, Matthew. Dolores and I were here the entire time.
Someone hit me over the head when the lights went out. That's all I remember.
That doesn't explain Miles.
How do you explain the bump on my head?
I'm sorry, Matthew. We could have been really good together.
I say we don't take any chances. Tie him up.
There. That should hold him till morning.
We're going to our rooms now. Don't try anything. We're right next door to each other and hear everything that's going on.
I'm really sorry, Matthew.
Heather,
Yes?
could you dispose of these bodies before you leave?
You two,
Shh. He must be asleep.
rise and shine. So it was you after all, Miss Goody Two Shoes.
You're the killer!
Don't be silly. I'm the actress, not you. There's no point in pretending.
Never get away with this! Some party. You're the killer!
Killer, where?
Who are you?
Michael LaRue.
The 10th guest. What were you doing behind the couch?
I don't know.
You're really not the killer?
No, all I remember is walking up the front. Who's that?
Oh, no.
Well, as I was saying, I was walking up the path to the house, tripping on the first step, and hitting my head on the front door. Is this still Friday?
No, it's Sunday.
You mean I've been unconscious for 2 whole days?
don't move, anyone. I've got you covered.
Presley, you're supposed to be.
Dead? I've been faking it, hiding out. That way, I figured the real killer wouldn't bother me, and I could survive this deadly weekend.
Freeze! Now I've got you.
Dr. Prince, but.
Just a game, my dear. Like York, I wanted no part in being dead. So I too faked my death, and I have been hiding out.
This is very confusing.
You're confused? Who is this?
Emily Plain.
Emily, I don't understand.
Forgive me, Heather. I was only trying to save myself. I recognize you.
You do?
Yes. You're the man I found under the woodpile.
I was under a pile of wood?
Yes. You see, I thought the killer had hidden your body there and wouldn't go back, so I moved you behind the generator and took your place behind the woodpile. I borrowed Mr. Charisma's harpoon to make it look like someone else had killed me, just in case the killer did come back and find me in your place.
Aha! So you're the one who moved the body. Clayhorn and Mims, the butler and the butless.
Name's Dennis, I suppose?
I thought so! We thought Miles would turn us in for escaping from the institution. If he thought we were dead, we had nothing to worry about.
very clever, Miss Bender.
Inspector Miles, I thought Matthew had shot you.
That's what we wanted you to think.
We?
Yes, Matthew and myself thought that by working together and by making it look like one of us was dead, we could catch the killer.
Poor Matthew!
Not really!
Matthew!
You see, Heather, I knew the killer must either be you or Dolores. And by taking myself out of the picture, I need one of you to have to tip your hand. And with Dolores dead, I'm afraid the killer has to be you.
You're wrong. I thought Dolores was the killer, so I shot her before she had a chance to shoot me.
Wrong. Heather was the only one left, so I let her think she'd killed me. It was all an act.
So there's no killer and there's nobody dead?
But what about the audio message?
What audio message?
It looks like there's still more to play.
And so, my friends, my plan is to see if 10 amateurs can write a perfect mystery over a weekend. If you survive. That is, if you don't get on each other's nerves, I'll reward each of you with $10,000. Good luck.
It was a joke.
Very funny.
So there is no killer.
And no mystery.
Except for the one we write. We still have time before the boat comes. I say we get busy.
That's odd.
Not really. If we work together, we can do it.